Good morning, everyone, from the global stage right here at Switch 2025. Thank you so much for joining us here for our second market access session of the day, our final day here at Switch. How has Switch been so far for everybody? Good? You guys enjoying it? Fantastic. My group in the middle is on their phones right there. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Taiwan. All right. Welcome to the global stage here. Now, for those of you who are new to Switch, what is the global stage exactly? As you know, this entire venue is about connecting entrepreneurs, innovators with respective countries and businesses, VCs from all over the globe. But right here at this stage is where you're going to hear from a lot of these countries, a lot of these VCs, a lot of these startups about their experience in other markets. Because here's the thing, when we start a business, we usually start it in our home city, our hometown, our home country. We're familiar with it, we're comfortable with it. But sometimes our ideas might even be more successful overseas, and that's what the stage is all about. So now let's talk about one of Singapore's favorite places to travel, Japan. I know you guys are probably tired of seeing Singaporeans always there, right? There's so many Singaporeans there every week, every weekend. But there's a reason for it. We love the culture. We love the food. We love the ambiance. We love the city. And we love the potential, especially in Tokyo, Japan. That brings us to explore Sushi Tech Tokyo, meet the Japanese ecosystem, and unlock your next stage in Tokyo. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our panelists to the stage for this really great discussion of forward. First, we have Kyoko Hashiba, Director for Global Promotion at the Startup Strategy Promotion Headquarters for the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. Hello, Kyoko. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, let's get some excitement in this room. I know it's Friday morning, but we're going to have some fun. Thank you, Kyoko. You can sit down for a second. I'm going to introduce our other panelists here. Next, we've got Emmanuel Tay, CEO and co-founder of a Circular Unite Private Limited. Big round of applause for Emmanuel. Next, we've got Lim Meng Liang, co-founder of Ares Applied Quantum Technology. Big round of applause there. And last but not least, Dr. Yuko Ueno, Director of 144 Ventures. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The stage is yours.
Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our session, Explore Sushi Tech Tokyo, Meet the Japanese Ecosystem, and Unlock Your Next Stage in Tokyo. I'm Kyoko Hashiba, Director for Global Promotion of the Startup Strategy Promotion Headquarters, Tokyo Metropolitan Government. I'll be the moderator for today's session. Today, we have three great panelists here. First, Mr. Emmanuel Tay, CEO of Circular Unite. And second, Mr. Lim Men Lian, co-founder of Iris Applied Technologies. These two panelists are from Singaporean startups that have started their journey in Tokyo. And the last panelist is Dr. Yuko Ueno, Director of 144 Ventures, and she's an investor and also an accelerator that provides good support to deep tech startups in Singapore and also Southeast Asia to land in Tokyo, and also the other way around. So in the coming 30 minutes, we will share insights and tips on how to explore business and expand business in Tokyo. I'm quite sure that you'll be very inspired, and also at the end of the session, you'll find Tokyo as a must destination to expand and grow your business. So let's start.
Good morning.
Okay, so the first question I would like to ask is, why successful Singaporean startups choose Tokyo? And first, I'd like to ask Lim, what made you or what motivated you to go to Tokyo market?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lim, and I'm honored to join today's panel. I'm co-founder of the startup Ares Applied Quantum Technology. Our business is focused on quantum technologies, and we have other affiliated companies like EcoQ Code, focusing on green technology and other areas of technology. Japan is one of the largest economies in the world, with a population of 125 million, and has an incredible skilled and hardworking workforce. In addition, Japanese technology and innovations has always have an impact around the world. For example, the QR code was invented in Japan and is used daily for transactions, from payments, and even our exhibition tags. However, most importantly for us, Japan is also one of the IP5 countries, which denotes the 5 largest intellectual property offices in the world. As we have numerous patents, we made the decision to file patents in Japan and thereafter decide to expand and launch our startup in Japan.
Well, thank you, Lim. Thank you for listing up all the good points about Tokyo. We're very encouraged, and that's really encouraging for us to attract overseas startups to come to Tokyo. So I'd like to ask the same question to Emmanuel. How about you?
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Emmanuel from Circular Unite. So we build technologies to make waste and recycling visible, measurable, and valuable. And if you think about waste and recycling, naturally Japan will be a very good fit. Yeah, so for us, we had this hypothesis to say that, hey, my technology is about waste and recycling, to make waste and recycling visible. Is this something that will work in Japan as well? And that's where we started our journey to explore this market opportunity. So we started this with the NEC Innovation Challenge, and we managed to get into the finals. And we are in talks now with NEC team to see how we can actually do transfer our technology and our knowledge in collaboration with the organizations to start this journey in Tokyo. And subsequently, we also participated in the SusHi Tech Challenge 2025. And again, we managed to get into the semifinals. And we had the opportunity to go to Japan, exhibit, at the same time share our vision and our product and technology on stage as well. So it was a very eye-opening experience for me. So unlike Lim over here, we are at the infancy stage of exploring this market. And we also get a lot of support from Access to Tokyo. And we have a lot of information that we get on how we can actually best land ourselves in Japan and in Tokyo, to that exact.
Great, thank you very much for sharing. Okay, maybe I'd like to ask Yuko-san. Sorry, I want you to introduce yourself to the audiences, and also I guess you have been supporting the startups like them. So can you introduce a little bit about that as well right now?
Okay, so good morning. Hello, my name is Yuko. Today I'm here as one director of 144 Ventures. However, this is one of a group company under a company called LivaNest. So LivaNest is a company started in Japan. However, we have expanded our company in Southeast Asia, starting from Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, also in US and UK as well. So what we're doing is actually we started from education, bringing science and technology to the next generation. However, by doing this, we understand that explaining difficult science and technology into a very easy manners, we can utilize this skill not only for education, but actually the cross borders or cross countries and cross academies. So that's why how we started supporting deep tech startup. So we have a very good connection with the research center universities among Japan and all Southeast Asia region. And by talking with lots of great researchers, we noticed that there's so many great researchers, technologies in the university academic side, but they just don't know how to bridge that into the society. So that's why we started this program called Tech Planter. It looks like an acceleration program, but we combine all these people who are entrepreneurs, who has good technology, and who wants to bring these into the societies. And the other hand, there's a lot of companies who want to tap into this academic research area, but they just don't know how to. They just don't know how to talk to these researchers with the technologies. So that's where we come in. We communicate these people who has bridges between, but by understanding the technology and understanding the business side, this is where we do this science bridge communication. So this is why we are doing this acceleration program for startup. But because we have been expanding our business not only in Japan, but for the Southeast Asia region, and because after the COVID, now this is the great timing that Japan startups coming into Singapore, vice versa as well. There's lots of Southeast Asia company who wants to come into Japan side. So we support all these startups by understanding their core technology. Sometimes business model may not match to that country, but that's okay. We just redesign the business model so that it will fit into their each country's issues. So this is where what we do as a Lebanese. And yes, we are also partnering with Enterprise Singapore. So we are one of the partners for Singapore startups to enter Japan. So yeah, that's what we do.
Thank you very much for introduction. Well, it's like if the startups, overseas startups in Southeast Asia or Singapore meet Yuko-san, maybe they can lead you to the Japanese market. But also, I believe that there are other entry points or first point of contact to enter Tokyo market. And as Emmanuel has mentioned, like he went through the NAC Innovation Challenge and also Sushi Tech Tokyo. So can you talk a little bit about what your experience was and what you found out good about them, or and what those things lead you to Tokyo?
Okay, so as mentioned, our first contact or entry point was actually NEC challenge. So we had an hypothesis of, hey, maybe my solution will be able to work there. So what we did was we spoke to the stakeholders from NEC and we understand what are the pain points and challenges that Japan is facing in terms of waste and recycling, and then see how our solution will be able to fit. So earlier, Yuko-san actually mentioned about something very important, business model. So a business model that can work in your country or in Singapore may not necessarily work over there in Japan as well. Pricing, price point, how you engage the customer, how you plan your services, I think all these are very important information and research that needs to be done before going into the market and really immersing yourself there. So having that exposure and that connection with stakeholders, knowing that, hey, my solution fits the market, we solve a certain problem statement that they may have, that's enough for us to really go the next step to explore. And that's where we again submitted our product and our technology for the Sushi Tech Challenge. Lucky enough to get into the semifinals, and over there, that's where we really go down, speak to the stakeholders, speak to other companies or even collaborators that we potentially can work with as well. So other companies in Japan, other startups, other foreign startups, Singapore startups that are also looking at entering into Japan. I think all these are ecosystems and support that we should be leveraging on in order for us to ensure success in our journey.
Thank you. Well, actually, I would like to congratulate you to being the semi-finalist for Sushi Tech Tokyo, which we held in May. How many of you know about Sushi Tech Tokyo? Raise your hands, please. Wow, great. Quite a number of you. Sushi Tech Tokyo is an innovation and startup global event that we hold in Tokyo every year. And actually, we had the last one in May. In May, actually, we had 57,000 people coming over from over 100 countries to join this event in Tokyo, and also like 600 startups. Actually, we had 60% from overseas exhibiting at this event. And also, we do have a pitch contest that Emmanuel was actually selected as a semi-finalist in Sushi Tech Challenge. And we would have this event again next year as well. So hope you all come over and join us again. And actually, I would like to ask Lim too. Actually, I know that you have been in Sushi Tech Tokyo 2 years in a row. How was your experience there?
Our experience at Sushi Tech has been very positive. And for us, these events help us deepen relationships, validate market direction, and spot where our technology have real-world use cases. More importantly, they give the company a platform and a space to talk to potential customers and industry players directly to understand where momentum is shifting and where we can co-create value together.
Great, that's good to hear that. And I know that Lim, your company, you have set up a company in Japan already, right? So you have kind of tried to start rolling out your business in Tokyo. I guess, some people say that because Tokyo has language barriers and some kind of obstacles, it's quite difficult to set up a company and roll out a business there. Could you share your experience, what went good, and also the challenges? I guess it's not a bright picture there in Tokyo, unfortunately, but there is a way to overcome those problems and also challenges, and also how to address them. Can you share your tips with the audiences about that, please?
Yes, definitely. So Japan is a very large market. There has been many entrepreneurs before us who have set up in Japan, And when we talk to some of the fellow entrepreneurs who have been there for 10 years, 20 years, they can actually guide us with some of these admin procedures. But I'll say the biggest challenges for myself is reading Japanese business contracts because it requires understanding of Japanese business law. So I try not to have a contract signed off by myself, rather with a team of staff and employees to support. So I think the biggest challenge might be the regulatory and legal system differences between countries.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing. That's very interesting. Actually, I think not just Japan, but also other countries. If you are going to enter the market, you need local staff who understand the regulations and the business culture, and that may be some point that you really want to kind of focus on. So you want to kind of hire good people locally. And another thing I could say is, like maybe for the contracts that maybe say, Japan, like if you are a partner with big corporates, sometimes it takes so much time to approach them. But once you kind of have a good communication with them and you are decided to work together, then the relationship lasts long. So I think Emmanuel and Lim, you are really kind of going through that procedure, and also Yuko-san is kind of supporting the things. All right. So now I'd like to change a little bit about the topic. So let's hear from Yuko-san. Actually, I think you're providing a lot of support to those companies like startups like Lim and Emmanuel to expand business in Tokyo. But first, before we go to the point, I would like to ask you, what do you see that the startups, overseas startups that you're supporting, are looking in Tokyo? What they find attractive besides those Lim and Emmanuel mentioned. If you have any other things that you would like to tell that Tokyo is attractive to the audience, can you share that first, please?
Right, thank you very much. So, yes, Tokyo, Japan, very sophisticated place. And yeah, I should say there's lots of technologies is gathering there, very high level universities as well. But at the same time, me as Japanese, I really love the culture there. So rather than talking directly into business, we Japanese tend to understand the humanity of each people because we want to do something new, we want to create something, and to do that, a strong binding among human and human will be very important. So we really respect what the history, what you have doing, and we want to understand that. And once having those strong bonding, I believe the details, like the business details, will come along eventually. So that's I can say it's one of the uniqueness, but at the same time, I think it's a really culture thing that Japanese, even Tokyo, even a sophisticated place, these people still have this mindset among all Japan, and I really like this part, and I hope all the foreign peoples who's coming into Tokyo will like those cultures too.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Actually, I saw Emmanuel really nodding deeply.
Yeah.
Do you agree
So
that?
I wanted to add on this point earlier. So initially, when I started discussion with the NEC team, so that culture that Yuko-san actually mentioned is very prevalent. So as a startup, you usually want to go to your clients or potential partner and say, "Oh, how can I add value to you?" So I'll be going there. Okay, I want to add value to you. On the other hand, the team there are also trying to add value to me. So that initial conversation was going through and forth until I realized, oh, okay, actually we are on the same page. We want to add value to each other. Okay, so let me take a step back and really understand, okay, how can I support them in certain way that allows them to support us back as well. Yeah, so there may be some teething issue initially, but this is something that I think will benefit startups that are looking at going into the space to really understand how to balance this up.
Well, that's really good to hear that. It's really, you are trying to create a win-win situation with your corporate partner, NEC and other big corporates. Lim, do you have the same kind of experience about that? Like your relationship with big corps, how do you find it?
Well, I think big corporations in Japan can be very challenging. And just last year, I attended an event hosted by Dr. Ueno at Takanawa Gateway. And it was a launch by JR East. And I remember that for Leaf and Ness to get a contract with JR East, it took them many years of negotiations and setup just for the launch of Takanawa Gateway. So from here, we can see that developing relationships with large Japanese corporations do take time, but I do believe that once you have done all the work and preparation, the business will be very smooth.
Yeah, exactly. I think so.
Can I add on to that?
Mhm,
Because
please.
you're really right. To all the startups or company who's looking into Japan, one advice from my side is be patient. It takes quite long. I mean, a very long time. Like even Japan company, if it's gonna be a big corporate, they have to escalate lots of peoples to make decisions. So one, be patient. But if you have a strong bonding with that person and human, it will eventually take you to the right place. So that's one. But at the same time, when you come into Japan, another advice is it's better to meet the right person directly is also very important. So in Japan, there's especially a huge company. There's several sectors, and most of the time they're not connected. And there is a specific people who is in charge of making new business or collaboration with the external partners. So it's very important to meet these people in the first place. And yes, Lebanese is the one who can do that for you. Yeah.
That's great to hear that you can support, those startups who want to enter Japan and also like to meet the big corporates. One thing I'd like to add is that actually, as you have mentioned, like meeting big corps directly for overseas startups in Japan is quite difficult, frankly speaking. But the thing is that when it comes to like events like Sushi Tech Tokyo, all those people are out there at the event and seeking for, looking for good startups and are willing to kind of talk. So what I have like heard from our clients is that it's Sushi Tech Tokyo is one place. What is different from the Japanese culture? You can kind of really directly reach out to the big corporates or the key persons who are involved in open innovations and also are looking for collaboration with startups. So but that is actually once a year thing. So if it's like an year long thing, I think you should go to Yuko-san to ask for support, I guess. So besides this, like connecting the big corps with the startups, what kind of other supports do you provide to startups to really land smoothly into Japan?
Ah, yeah, so the technical things, for example, if you want to open up an entity in Japan, if you need a connection with the bank to open up your bank account, that's what we can also help with. And currently, Japan government is very pushing an entrepreneur visa. So if you want to stay in Japan for a longer period, that's also a good way for you to bring to Japan as well. Yeah. So those technical supports that we can do. Yeah.
So great. Actually, I think Livaness is quite focused on deep tech startups. So I guess Singapore has good deep tech startups who are really like trying to reach out to Japanese market, Tokyo market. And what I would like to add a little bit is that Tokyo Metropolitan Government also provides lots of kind of supports from all stages when you are kind of trying to enter Tokyo market. And like those things that actually Yuko-san mentioned, like setting up companies or like social security issues, visa issues. Startup visa is one thing that is quite attractive, I would say. You can ask the local governments, not just Tokyo, but there are other areas that also have this special arrangement made to get a 2-year startup visa before setting up your company. And then during that time, you can prepare for that, and then finally you get your startup set up in Tokyo and also get the real employment visa or this founders visa for that. So those kind of services are provided, and also like we do have like other subsidy programs for like special areas, especially for Tokyo. We're focusing on green transformation, and also like the startups who have like technology or utilizing the technologies for Industry 4.0, which is AI, quantum, IoT, robotics, and also healthcare is one kind of really important issue for Japan because we are facing the aging society. So if you are in this field, there are quite a lot of subsidies for that. But even though you are not in this field, we would support you, giving you advice and consulting all the way through so that you can land smoothly. And if, of course, like, government cannot do everything. So we do have a strong private sector, just like Leave Nest or other supporters who can support you land smoothly in Tokyo. So we would make introductions if necessary. So I'd like to tell everyone that actually we do have a lot of support in Tokyo, and the ecosystem is now trying to get together to also support overseas startups to land in Tokyo and have innovation together, create something new together. So the atmosphere in Japan is quite changing, I guess. I think you think that Japanese are shy and they don't come out to talk, but actually I think it's changing, right? Do you feel as if it's changing, Emmanuel Lim? And the environment in Japan. How do you feel that?
I'll let Lim answer the question first. He's extended stay in Japan, so I think he knows better.
I had the chance to join the Startup Visa program by Shibuya City. So I had the chance to interact with many entrepreneurs in Japan, both Japanese and international. And I think we are seeing a very big shift towards presentations and public speaking. And because many ideas flow much better when they are presented publicly, many entrepreneurs now start to train themselves in public speaking, to give presentations, so they can convey the ideas that they have and how it can change the world.
Great, great. How about you, man?
For myself, my experience is basically during the Sushi Tech exhibition. So we are actually seeing a lot of Japanese companies or entrepreneurs or individuals actually coming to us. So I made a mistake. I have to admit, I made a mistake. The posters that I brought to Tokyo were all in English. Yeah, but nevertheless, we still get a lot of inquiries. We spoke to a lot of potential collaborators there as well, and they're not shy to ask questions. They're not shy to actually engage and see, hey, what do you really have? How can we work together?
Oh, great, great to hear that. So I hope that everyone would like to tap into Tokyo market to see what kind of opportunities and potentials are here. So our time flies. Well, I would like to ask everyone one thing that you want to kind of share, or you want to kind of really share again to show their ways to come to Tokyo. So any tips to share for the last message?
For me, Circular Ignite, we have managed to land in Malaysia, in Thailand. Now we are looking at landing in Japan as well. So the thing about landing in a foreign country, it's even looking at Malaysia just next door, right? There's also cultural difference and business culture difference that startups or businesses need to take account to. So it's about giving your attention to something that you want to make it successful. So the more attention you give to it, the more probability of a success you get. So don't think of going to Japan as today I engage, tomorrow I will land. Today you engage, tomorrow you will not land. Next month you will not land. The following month you will not land. You will need a lot of time, a lot of effort to really immerse yourself in this culture, immerse yourself in the business context, and pivot your technology or even your business model to suit the environment that you're working in.
Thank you. So how about you, Lim?
Japan is one of the largest economies in the world and a vibrant and dynamic market. There are many avenues of support that I've personally tried, such as the Tokyo Innovation Base that provides consultancy free for startups. And finally, I'd like to thank again the moderator, my fellow panelists, and friends and colleagues who are here today. Thank you.
And Yuko-san, please.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. And maybe one thing that I would like to emphasize and add on is the uniqueness of Japan is manufacturing part as well. So especially for a deep tech startup who has the great idea and who has the vision and looking for a place to build your first prototype, I believe Japan will be a great place because we have a long history of manufacturing, and especially our culture, we see beauty in details. So we can go into these details and we understand the vision part first, what you want to achieve in the first place. You may not have to follow the blueprints that you first made if you can achieve the vision, but we can discuss and talk and come up with a ideas like how we can do the manufacturing together. I mean, when you go to a mass production, there may be a better places outside the country, but I believe for the first prototype, by understanding the visions, what you want to do, I believe Japan will be the great place to do that. And especially that's for the deep tech part is the manufacturing, but even you are a startup who's involved with the R&D or the lab experiments. Japan also is very strong both in science and technologies. So again, I think we can start discussing what you want to achieve starting from Japan. Please let me know when you come to Japan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your very good insights and also wonderful tips for the audiences and all the startups to enter Japan and Tokyo. Please give a big applause to the panelists and thank for this sharing. Thank you very much. And before we end this session, a little bit of announcement, please. Please give me some time for that. Okay. Today, because I'm from Tokyo Metropolitan Government, we have been focusing a lot on Tokyo. But in Japan, there are other startup ecosystems all around in the country. These like six, including Tokyo, are now exhibiting at this switch. And our booth, Tokyo's booth is N03, and other cities like Sendai, Aichi, Nagoya, Kyoto, Fukuoka, Yokohama is are exhibiting together close by. So please do visit their booths. Each city has and each sort of ecosystem has different characteristics and different strengths. So as a Tokyo Metropolitan representative, I would like everyone to come to Tokyo, but that's actually not the case sometimes. Maybe your best choice may be other cities. So please do explore your opportunities in Japan. And last but not least, I'd like to inform you that Sushi Tech Tokyo next year will be held in 27th and 29th April. And please save the date. And for you all joining Switch, please visit our booth at N03. We do have early bird discount tickets there, 80% discount. So if you are interested, please get the code there. And last thing is that if you are interested in doing business in Tokyo, or if you really want to know a little bit about what's going on there, your first touch point will be access to Tokyo desk in Singapore. We do have one here. So please scan this QR code. It will lead you to the email address that you can contact. And please have an online meeting or a meeting with them face-to-face to know more about what's going on in Tokyo and also what kind of support Tokyo Metropolitan Government supports. So now time is up. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining our session. And I hope that you are really interested and eager to come to Japan. We're waiting for you there. Thank you.
Big thank you to our panelists and our moderator. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Let's do a group photo. Let's all do a group photo together. Lots of smiles. Come forward a bit. There we go. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate that insightful conversation. Once again, the global stage continues at 11:10 a.m. We're going to meet our friends from Estonia, brought to you by Latitude 59, and we're excited to hear more about what they have in terms of innovation, startup, and what it's like to partner with Estonia. All that's happening at 11:10 a.m. right here at the global stage at Switch 2025. Thank you.